I'm Christina J, and I'm a life purpose, confidence, and happiness life coach, helping hurting women to get back their power, confidence, and courage without feeling guilty and embrace their true happiness in finding their unique life's purpose. Today, I would like to talk about unhealthy relationship and 10 signs of those. And relationships, they can feel impossibly tough sometimes. And all relationships have their own flaws and misunderstandings, and there are some fights or disagreements from time to time, and things might be said or done and then forgiven, but they still feel good, and they still feel like life-given and worth staying in. But if the relationship hurts you and you are in constant emotional, psychological, or even physical pain, then you are in toxic and destructive and unhealthy relationship. An unhealthy relationship is a relationship where people are demonstrating behaviors that are hurtful, and the mutual respect for one another is absent. And nevertheless, quite often people remain stuck in such type of relationships because they might be part of one or the other culture or part of one or the other belief, and they end up accepting this type of relationship as normal. However, when the pain of being in relationship is bigger than what the relationship itself can offer, then the big shift has to come. Whether both partners agree to work on it and change it, or it is time just to end. It's time to end the relationship. So let's look today at 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship and how they make you feel. So number one, it's repeated neglect. You feel neglected. You are the one always giving and giving the best of you, the best of your time, the best of your effort in everything you do. You are taking care of kids, of house, of food, of laundry, of grocery shopping, plan your weekends out, time spent with kids and family gatherings, and organizing events, buying things for yours, his and kids' friends' birthdays, never forgetting anniversaries or other celebrations. You always give and give and give. And it is just expected from you. It is norm. It is what you're supposed to be doing, but it is not even being appreciated or recognized or acknowledged by the other person. You are also the one to always compromise, but when you ask for something, you are not heard and you are rejected and neglected. That is all give and no take relationship, and unfortunately it's not healthy. You can run like that for maybe a year or 5 years, 10 years, or 20 or 30 or 40 but eventually the load will crush you and you will be exhausted and will start asking yourself, like, why am I doing all that? Like, who needs that? And when you're not being appreciated and acknowledged, you will slowly but surely start losing enthusiasm about always and always just giving the best of you. And the other one not noticing that or even criticizing you for what you do. So another sign of an unhealthy relationship would be constant criticism and control. Well, toxic people, they thrive on criticism and control. Everything they do is to keep people small and manageable and diminished. This will play out through criticism and judgment and oppression and whatever it takes to keep someone in their place. It is as if they want to squash you into the tiny box they believe you belong in. Your opinion doesn't matter, or maybe you are not wise enough, or you do not have enough experience. Therefore, they know what is better for you or your kids or family in general. The things you do, it's okay. However, it could be done better. The people you communicate with and have that special bond, after all, might not be that good people, and you would like maybe to reconsider the relationship with them. The career you are choosing is okay. However, is it the best? The principles by which you teach your own children are not too bad, but you could definitely do a better job. The intimate times you share are all right, but, well, they're not perfect. They could be way better. You look beautiful, but maybe you should lose some weight, or maybe wear different clothes. The music you listen to or movies you watch are just boring. Well, basically anything you do or have interests in is not right, because it is not done the way they want you to do it. That causes you to start doubting yourself and your values and your taste and the people in your circle, and you are losing yourself in trying just to please your partner. That is not healthy. Number 3, that is the sign of an unhealthy relationship, is lack of emotional support and meaningful affection. One of the benefits of being in a relationship is having the support of your partner, someone who will be there to listen to your problems and to help you, to be there for you when you're feeling down and cheer you on when you are having success. And you should both be taking the time to hear each other's problems and help one another through tough times and offering encouragement when necessary. In a relationship, an emotional neglect is when a partner consistently fails to notice and attend and respond in a timely manner to the spouse's feelings, right? Or maybe making comments like, oh, well, you are just over too sensitive. Do I care? Or I'm too tired to listen to that. Or you do not know what you want. Are you just stupid? Or you see that he's dismissive and is on the phone or watching TV while you are pouring your heart to him. Or when you try to talk about something, he is not listening and he's not happy for your success, nor he tries to emphasize when you are going through a rough time, and he talks over you and doesn't listen. He does not follow up later in the day or week about your feelings. It seems like you can not have any meaningful conversation. Everything is very superficial. It seems like you cannot share your heart and talk about your ups and downs in a day and plan the future together, get some feedback, some support. Ooh, it is difficult to handle everything on your own, and people just need that encouragement and support to help make life easier. And is there your partner for you? Yes or no? Number 4 is lying and dishonesty. Well, lying really erodes the trust and actually does not even leave an opportunity to build a meaningful bond. And lying prevents that deeper and empowering conversation. When a person lies, they're most likely thinking about themselves, and that is selfish. And lying also shows lack of respect. People lie in relationships to save their face or to avoid conflict or to protect their egos, to protect their image. Sometimes they do that just to prevent maybe hurting other partner's feelings, but however, telling someone the truth, even if you know it will hurt them, shows that you are willing to take responsibility for your actions and you care and love and respect the other person. If lies and dishonesty is part of your relationship, that is not a good sign. You cannot trust your partner. Even after one or few lies, it takes time to restore trust. But if you catch your partner lying to you over and over again, and that seems to never end, that is nothing else but toxicity. Number 5, that would be another unhealthy sign in your relationship, is fear. If you are walking on eggshells in your relationship and afraid to somehow upset your partner so he would not burst out in anger or abusive words, that is a hard place to be. You might be afraid to express your opinion or confront your partner when you see he was not right, maybe towards you, maybe towards his colleagues, maybe towards your kids or family members. When you do not feel safe to be yourself and try to agree to his opinions, and you are afraid to express your own, that is the sign that you are in an unhealthy relationship. And it is not your job to make it is not your job not to make another person angry. It is his job to learn how to deal with the anger. Number 6 is blaming and guilt tripping. When you feel like you are always the one causing the problems, you are the one who was wrong in the conflict, you are the one who did things not right, you are the one who is stupid, you are the one who made a poor choice, you are the one to be blamed and criticized because you are wrong, you are the one who provoked his anger anyways, you are the one who made him to make a bad choice, you are guilty for his life being miserable, you are guilty that he's abusive to your children. It is your fault that he has had an affair with another woman. It is your fault that he's not happy. It is your fault he made those mistakes. Rather than showing regret for their bad actions or rude words, they usually blame you, others, and circumstances, and are unwilling to change their behavior. Even when you've done nothing wrong, the other person might imply the situation is somehow your fault. And they make their unhappiness clear and leave it to you to find a way of fixing the problem. You start feeling guilty even when you are not, and that is a guilt tripping. So blame and guilt tripping is not healthy for your relationship at all. Number 7 is loneliness and unhappiness. Even in the very best of relationships, there are going to be those times when one or both partners may have drifted apart and they feel somewhat distant and estranged from one another. But ongoing feelings of disconnection and disengagement from your partner may be the sign that you are in a very lonely relationship. Loneliness happens when you both are at one place, but just cannot connect with each other. You both feel awkward to be alone with each other, and you feel lonely and unhappy. Other person should not constantly make you feel happy. That's not his job, because you are in charge of your own happiness. Nevertheless, if you constantly feel lonely and miserable in your relationship, how all that can be healthy? It is not. You are feeling not heard and not included and not appreciated, not loved, not happy, and lonely with your partner. Isn't it supposed to be opposite? You feel heard and understood and appreciated and loved and happy, included, sharing your successes and your failures and your future plans and dreams with each other. Well, the most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. That's the quote by Mother Teresa. Are you feeling lonely, not loved, and not happy in your relationship? These are the signs you are in an unhealthy one. Number 8, lack of communication, and sometimes instead buying things. Whenever a major conflict or issue comes up in a relationship, your partner, instead of solving the problem, solving the issue, covers it up with buying something nice or taking you out for supper, buying you a night in a hotel or week's holidays. But when you want to bring up the subject, your partner gets upset, defensive, and even angry. What else do you want? I took you out, I bought you flowers, and that is how you paying me back? Nagging me and bringing up the problem? Just forget it, let it go. I feel annoyed by all those conversations. Have you ever been there? Well, if yes, that means your partner lacks healthy communication and does not want to be responsible for his actions or solve the problem, and instead wants to shower you with gifts so you could shut up. And that is not a sign of a healthy relationship. Number 9 is abuse. Abuse includes any attempt by one person in a marriage or intimate relationship to dominate and control the other. And it's kind of like domestic violence. So that abuse is used for one purpose only, to gain and maintain total control over you. And domestic abuse often escalates from threats and verbal assaults to violence. If you are physically abused in your relationship, you need to get some help and leave it right away. But there are other types of abuse, and it is very damaging to your mental health too. Not all abusive relationships involve physical violence. Just because you are not battered and bruised does not mean you are not being abused. Emotionally abusive relationships can destroy your self-worth and lead to anxiety and depression and make you feel helpless and alone. No one should have to endure this kind of pain. Abuse is one of the biggest signs of an unhealthy relationship. And the last 10th sign of an unhealthy relationship that I wanted to talk about today is repeated failures and waiting for a change. You feel like every morning you are waking up in hopes that something will be different, that it will be better. You are wishing a person that you are with is different. And you're waiting for the better. You wait for a change. You wait for weeks and months and years. And it seems it always goes back to the same old patterns. Constant repeated failures. You feel stuck. Seems like nothing gets resolved. You talk about what bothers you dozens of times, and your partner promises to change, but that change lasts for a day, a week, and again back on the same old track. Your partner promised to spend more time with you, be more attentive and caring, but that does not last long. Your partner promises overall great changes in your relationship, but these remain just empty words. You wake up to all the same old issues and still hope and hope and hope. But that hope becomes already toxic. Yes, you are a caring and loving person, and you want to give those chances for yourself and your partner, for your relationship, for your partnership, for your marriage. But if the things remain the same, or they quickly go back to the same, you are stuck in an unhealthy relationship. You can wait for a change till you die, and it might never happen. So these are the 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship. And I hope it helped you to evaluate your partnership and possibly spot some red flags. And your relationship might obviously be in need of careful attention, and you might be the one trying to initiate some changes. But if your partner refuses help, it is by itself a red flag. And if you don't want to grow as a team and share your life's dreams and desires and become better versions of yourselves and contribute to your relationships, a relationship is naturally ending, even if you choose to stay in it. I will be very unpopular among some men, and I will totally disagree with what I heard them saying. We men do not need much of a relationship. Basically, we need 3 things. Give me food, give me sex, and do not grumble. Well, that is definitely selfish and not healthy. To want just your basic needs met. We are more than animals. It is selfish just to think about your own needs and not think about your partner's and all other aspects of thriving and loving partnership. Because that's what it is. Relationships are about caring, supporting, understanding each other, being there for one another. So I hope this video helped you to evaluate your relationship and look at it and possibly spot some red flags and do something about it. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye for now.